Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Michael DeGeorge. I'm here posting another video in my house. And it's a pretty decent day outside, a little windy, but temperature's probably going to be in the 40s pretty much the whole day. So, like I always say, every day's a blessed day. And it's always a blessed day for me on a Monday for my Buffalo Bills. They got back on track, beat Tampa Bay yesterday 44-32. It was a very dicey game for a while, but the Bills were able to pull it out. And what was great for me was my dear friend Luke Ciadella was watching it over there on the couch with me, watched the first half with me, and it was awesome to be with him. I'm always with him at church, but just for him to come over and watch the first half of the game with me, it was an honor and a privilege. And I'm very blessed, and I'm glad he did that, and I really appreciate it. And Luke, I know you're busy the next couple of days, but I love you. And as always, I pray for you, and I know that everything's going to go well for you the next couple of days. So I just wanted to say that. And I also want to give a shout out to, as always, every Monday, Crease Assembly of God Church. Yesterday was another great day of praising the Lord, singing his praises. Pastor Pat was back, and he did another great service as always. His name was Chad Temple. He is a co-founder of Indie Network. It was based out of Indianapolis, Indiana. And he talked about a lot of trials and tribulations that have gone on in his city and his state, and how with his foundation, Indie Network, so many people are helping out and making that city and that state a better place. And he spoke for quite a while, and it was a great service. And I even joked with Chad at the end. I said, I love your city more than I did before your speech. I still will not like your Indiana Pacers. I'm a Knicks fan, as you know, from the playoffs last year. And in the 90s, the Knicks and Pacers have always had a heated rivalry. So, but he joked. He laughed. But it was a great speech. And one of the main messages he had was, if you live by the code of Jesus is God, Jesus died, and then Jesus was resurrected, if you have that singular focus, your relationships, your conversations with people, your work, and just your everyday quality of life will improve. If you have that focus, Jesus is God, Jesus died, and Jesus was resurrected. And it's interesting because Pastor Bob Godola, as I've shared with you in the past, gave me this book by Max Lucado, Just Like Jesus. And I read the whole book already. And from time to time, I still read a little bit of it just to make sure that I'm trying to be just like Jesus. So it was great that Chad Temple sent that message yesterday, because sometimes we lose sight of it, especially me being a born-again Christian for only 2 months now. You lose sight of that, being just like Jesus. Jesus is God, Jesus died, and Jesus was resurrected. Have that singular focus. Put God first, put Jesus first at all times. The theme of my video today is MSG. Stands for Madison Square Garden. And for a lot of people that love sports or entertainment, Madison Square Garden is their holy grail. As a matter of fact, it's nicknamed the Mecca because so many great sports and entertainment things have happened there. Billy Joel, so many concerts. Frank Sinatra, so many concerts. Rappers like Jay-Z and Eminem have performed there. And some of the greatest sporting events of all time happened in Madison Square Garden. I remember my dad telling me that the biggest sporting event he had ever seen on television at the time was the first Muhammad Ali-Joe Frazier fight in 1971 in Madison Square Garden. Muhammad Ali was probably the most famous boxer of all time. He was a heavyweight champion that got stripped of his titles and was suspended for 3 years because he refused to be in the draft and refused to serve in the Vietnam War. So as a result, they stripped him of his belts, and suspended him for 3 years. Joe Frazier ended up becoming the heavyweight champion, and that was their first meeting. So I remember my dad telling me that that was like the biggest sporting event he had ever seen at that time. And one of the reasons why it was so big was because it was in the Mecca, Madison Square Garden, the world's most famous arena. And I've been there a few times, and my dad took me there mostly for wrestling shows, but a couple basketball games as well. And the time that I remember most fondly was the 2008 Royal Rumble. It was actually the last time I've been in Madison Square Garden, was for that show. And the main event was the Royal Rumble match. And at the time, I was thinking Triple H is probably going to win the Royal Rumble, and he was going to go on to WrestleMania and face Randy Orton for the championship. Randy Orton was the champion at the time. Little did I know that after 4 months, a certain someone, who I'm wearing his shirt proudly right now, would come back, return in number 30. He had torn his pectoral muscle, and he was supposed to be out for 8 or 9 months, but he came back 5 months early. He was number 30. He ended up winning that Royal Rumble. The crowd went crazy when he came out, and then went crazy when him, Triple H, and Batista were the last 3 men in the ring. And it was one of the great wrestling experiences of my life. And I bring this up because tonight, John Cena is wrestling in Madison Square Garden for the final time. He's only got 3 appearances left before he retires. And tonight's his last one in Madison Square Garden, the Mecca, the world's most famous arena. And in an upcoming video, as he gets closer to his retirement on December 13th, I'm going to post about how much John Cena has meant to me from a personal standpoint. But as for tonight, I can't wait to watch it on Netflix. And I'm going to get no sleep because tomorrow morning I got Bible study, 6 a.m. at the church. And I can't wait to see Jason Breeze, Steve Dermody, and the rest of the guys. They're in the study. It's an honor and privilege to be among you guys, and I can't wait to do it. As my cat Keanu is going to get in the shop. My baby boy, I love him very much. Yeah. But I also love John Cena very much. And tonight's a very special night. It's the last night that he performs in Madison Square Garden. And it's the last match that he's ever going to have on Monday Night Raw. So if you're a wrestling fan, you should tune in tonight because tonight's going to be very, very special. So like this video, subscribe to the channel if you want, because I love people. As you saw, I definitely love animals. I love you all because life is good. God is good. God bless you all, and thank you for listening.